Good day, class. Welcome to our modular distance learning in Tle 10 quarter 2. These are the following guidelines to consider in taking our subject. First, you have to follow the weekly home learning plan. Second, be guided in our lesson using your TLE self-learning module. Third, make sure to finish the given task on time and submit it on the required date. Next, you have to provide a portfolio. It should be a red long folder. And last one, set your priorities and practice time management. We're going to use Module 3, which covers produce vegetables from growing seedlings. And it has 4 lessons. 1. Classification of vegetable crops. 2. Select quality seeds. 3. Prepare growing media and sow seeds. And 4. Care and management of seedlings. Now, we are in Lesson 1, which is the classification of vegetable crops. These are the following objectives. 1. Botanical classification. 2. Classification based on edible parts. 3. Classification of vegetable crops according to their methods of culture. And number 4. Classification of vegetable crops according to their temperature or seasonal requirements. This module shall develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes in growing of vegetable seedlings. Now, let me get to know you first by answering this activity 1. Look at the pictures of vegetables. Identify them by writing their names. Determine the classification of vegetables that you know. You are given 5 mandatory counts to identify the picture being flashed. Okay, now, look at this first picture. Okay, so this is onions, and it classifies as Ariaceae. Okay, next picture. This is cabbage, and this is classified as Brassicaceae. Third picture. So this is ampalaya, or the English name is bitter gourd, and it belongs to the group of Cucurbitaceae. Now look at the fourth picture. This is potato, and it belongs to the group of Solanaceae. Okay, now look at the last picture. Okay, so this is beans. It belongs to the group of Leguminosae. Okay, I hope you get the 5 correct answers. Now, let's proceed to our lesson. The classification of vegetables. According to Asuncion, year 1983, there are several ways of classifying vegetables such as number 1, botanical classification of vegetables. This method of classification was developed by botanists for the purpose of identifying plants, and usually it is based on relationships among different plants. The botanical classification categorized into two. First, we have Monocotyledonous. And this crops has its family name, English name, and scientific name. We have grass family and lily family. And these are the examples of vegetable crops. And they have their own scientific name. Next, we have Dicotyledonous. These are the family name. We have mustard, pea family, nightshade, gourd family, morning glory, and parsley family. These are the examples of vegetable crops with their corresponding scientific name. Some examples of these crops are listed in Module 3. These are the other classification of vegetable. According to INGO, or the International Non-Governmental Organization, year 2005, the classification of vegetable are: number 1, family Alliaceae. Number 2, family Brassicaceae. Number 3, family Cucurbitaceae. Number 4, family Leguminosae. And number 5, family Solanaceae. Number 1 is the Allium family. INGO 2005 states that family Alliaceae or alliums are noxious bulbous perennials with grass-like leaves. Example of these alliums are garlic and onions. Onions is considered the most important cooking ingredients in the world. And garlic is used extensively as food, condiment, and for medicinal purposes. Number 2 is the Brassicaceae family. The Brassicaceae or mustard family is a large natural or major economic importance containing a diverse variety of croplands grown for salads, vegetables, condiments, and ornamentals. The Brassicaceae has two classifications of vegetable crops belonging to this family. Letter A, cole crops. Cole crops is cultivated varieties of species in Brassica family. Example of these are cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and colloid. Letter B is the cruciferous crops. These are used as condiments and garnishes. Example of these are mustard and lettuce. Number 3 is the family Cucurbitaceae. The Cucurbitaceae, commonly known as the gourd or melon family, includes a number of popular and important vegetables. Example of these are watermelon, summer squash, pumpkin, and ampalaya. Ampalaya is considered the most popular and versatile vegetable plants, which caught the attention of health scientists worldwide due to its medicinal properties. Number 4 is the family Leguminosae. The family Leguminosae is one of the largest and most useful plant families with 17,000 species, distributed almost throughout the world, as reported by INGO 2005. Example of these are chickpeas, beans, and snow peas. 5. Solanaceae family. The term solanaceous crops generally refers to plants in the nightshade family. These are characterized by solitary or clustered flowers with sepals and petals. The examples of these are peppers, tomato, and eggplant. Tomatoes contain very good levels of vitamin A and considered as antioxidants. So those are the examples or the 5 classifications of vegetable crops according to INGO 2005. Now, the second classification of vegetable crops according to Asuncion 1983 is the classification of vegetable crops according to their methods of culture. Plants may be classified according to their methods of culture. Plants belonging to this type may be classified according to their basic cultural requirements. And these vegetable crops refers to as root vegetables. The underground parts of these vegetables are eaten. Examples of these are sweet potato, radish, carrots, onions, and garlic. Next, when we refer to as fruit vegetables, the fruits and or seeds of these vegetables are eaten. And the examples of these are corn, beans, eggplant, pepper, tomatoes, and munggo beans. Third, it refers to as salad crops. The leaves of these vegetables are eaten fresh. And the examples of these are lettuce, celery, parsley, and watercress. Next, cole crops. Vegetables belonging to this group are closely related. Examples of these are Chinese cabbage, cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. Last one, when we refer these crops as spinach and other greens or pot herbs, these vegetables are among the oldest of the vegetable garden plants, grown for their leaves. Examples of these are spinach, mustard, and collard. Number 3 is the classification of vegetable crops according to their temperature or seasonal requirements. This categorized into 2. First, we have cool season crops. And it classifies as leaf, stem, and root. For leaf, these are the examples of vegetable crops. We have lettuce, spinach, cabbage, petchay, mustard, celery, onions, and kale. In stem, we have sweet potato, kangkong, and asparagus. And in root, we have radish, beet, turnip, and parsnip. The one-season crops classifies as fruits and seeds. The example of fruits are tomatoes, watermelon, cantaloupe, squash, bitter gourd, snake gourd, okra, and pepper. An example of fruit crops are taro, sweet potato, yam bean, and ube. And in fruits and seeds, we have cowpea, mango, soybeans, lima bean, and string beans. Number 4 is the classification based on edible parts. It categorizes as leaf and stem, leaves and fruits, leaves, flowers, and fruits, buds, and seeds. The examples of leaf and stem are Chinese cabbage, kangkong, saluyot, malunggay, lettuce, and squash. And the examples of leaves and fruits are hot pepper, bitter gourd, cowpea, and chayote. The examples of leaves, flowers, and fruits are squash and malunggay. And the vegetables classified as fruits, buds, and seeds are bitter gourd, eggplant, jackfruit, bataw, okra, and pea. Okay, to sum up, we have 4 classification of vegetable crops. Number 1 is the botanical classification. Number 2, classification based on edible parts. Number 3, classification of vegetable crops according to their methods of culture. And number 4, classification of vegetable crops according to their temperature or seasonal requirements. Okay, now I want you to keep in mind. So these are the points to ponder. Vegetables may be classified on the basis of life cycle, edible economic parts of the plant, adaptation, and botanical features. This classification helps us to know the season of cultivation of a particular vegetable crop, the right time of sowing, and their temperature requirement. Now, I want you to answer this activity 2 on a sheet of paper. Write as many vegetables as you know and classify them. Use the table below. Write as many vegetables as you can on the left side, and on the right side, you have to write their classification. For your engagement activity, visit your backyard garden and identify the vegetables present in your garden. Make a plant label or marker. You have to be resourceful on the material that you are going to use. Refer to this example. As you can see, we have here a picture of an eggplant. So the common name is eggplant, and the scientific name is Solanum pelagana. This will be erected beside the eggplants. These are the rubrics that you're going to follow in making a plant label. We have resourcefulness, which is 40%. It shows your ability to make on the available materials. Next, we have creativity, which is 20%. It shows the artistic of your work. And last one is the accuracy, which is 40%. It shows the correctness of your work. So that is a total of 100%. Now, I want you to question in your notebook after taking this lesson. Write at least 2 to 3 sentences. I learned that blank, and I realized that blank. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson. Compile your answer sheets in your portfolio and be ready on the date of submission. I am your Ma'am Heidi. Thank you and good luck.